Ayyo,
Hey, yo, how's life, guys?
Hey
fine.
yo,
Hey
how's
yo,
life?
how's it going, man? It's Raff.
And
And Val.
Sorry, yep, Raff and Matt and Val here tonight on the next episode of How's Life.
hey
So,
yo, how's life?
hey yo, my dude, how is life? What's been going on?
I'm feeling very sleepy.
You're very sleepy.
I failed. I failed. I'm,
You sure you're all good, bro? Shouldn't you take a rest?
no, it's fine. I'm just very bad at voice imitations.
Mm.
You are all right, bro. Don't you worry. So,
Thanks.
it's been another week. It's been another eventful week for everybody, I'm assuming. And
Holidays are just work for me, man.
it's just been work, bro. Yeah, you sound dead
Yeah.
tired.
And I'm
I'm not
getting
really,
hungry.
I'm not really dead tired because the weekend was worth it. I went to the beach, ate some
Yeah.
food with my mom and her friends.
Oh yeah, that sounds freaking awesome,
Yeah.
dude. Oh
What
yo,
what was the only the only stressful part was it just happened so randomly. Like it was funny, but at the same time, like it was a what the fuck just happened moment. Was one of my aunts. We just call we're not even related, but I just call like as a Filipino thing. We just
yeah.
call anybody who's older than you like your aunt. You know?
Oh
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
that happens
Yeah,
pretty much quite often in Russia. Well,
yeah,
it tends to happen like calling older people aunts and uncles.
yeah.
That doesn't
But
happen in obviously Canadian culture, I don't think. At least from my
yeah,
Yeah.
perspective. But that's pretty cool,
yeah.
actually.
Anyways, like as I was saying, one of my aunt's kids, like randomly, like it just like he suddenly woke up and he probably thought, oh my god, I didn't get to do a thing that I wanted to do over there. So suddenly he was running back to the playground, and then on the way there he got clotheslined by a table, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, like he was running full speed over there. He got clotheslined by a table, and I was like, ah shit, now we have to go get him. So I ran over there, picked him up, handed him to my uncle, and he was like, "Why are you crying, huh?" Like stereotypical dad shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything was cool after that. Like it was just like the fuck just happened. Like it was just so random. One minute that kid was asleep, and then the other minute he was like running towards the playground, and then like got knocked by a table.
It almost just sounds like a fever dream in a
Oh well,
way.
it sounds more like slapstick comedy.
Yeah, slapstick comedy, kind of. Eh, eh,
I mean, yeah, I
yeah.
guess so.
Well, it
Yeah, of
it is
course.
how it is. It
True,
is how
chief.
it is.
It is what it is. And
But
speaking of dreams, I think tonight's topic was about dreams. Actually, I think this was
yeah,
Yeah, we want to talk about them since that was the topic at the end of the last episode.
mm,
sure. We can talk about that. I've got this is a subject I'm actually kind of keen on talking about because I've been starting to remember a lot more of my dreams as I've gotten older,
mm,
and I'm not sure if they have a lot of meanings or not. But I would like
yeah.
to hear what Val has to
Go
say
on.
about it. Oh, you want me to talk about my
Yeah.
well, recently I actually had a very interesting kind of dream where apparently I was talking about I was like just there talking with like different kinds of people. I can't remember if it was like on a phone or out in public, because all I remember was like walking around different.
I'll assume it's in public,
Yeah, it was in
since that is what usually happens.
yeah, it was in public, and in my dreams I was talking about like different kinds of places that seemed like nice, and they were names that I couldn't really recognize, but they were like, if you were to try to relate them to real life places, you could probably like guess by how they're named. So like for example, one of the places I remember you mentioned was a place called Lvovsk, which I can only assume is like
Mm.
Polish or Russian or something. That's the only name I remember.
Well, it sounds more Polish than Russian, unless you mean
Yeah.
like Polotsk, which then would be like in Belarus.
It
So it pretty much fits
it
both
sounds,
because it's
yeah. It was basically like really Polish, and basically we were talking about like places to like live, or like which place in the world would we like want to like go to, or whatever, this or that. And then all of a sudden the dream places us around to this radio, and it's like an old school like radio from like the 50s, and we're listening to like the crackly announcer on the radio, and what we're listening to is that war is happening all over the country, or like all over the
yeah,
world, I
yeah.
should say. This
Well,
nation's going to war with that nation. This war is going to war with that nation, so on and so forth. And all I remember was that like the one of these nations was the place we spoke of called like Lvovsk, and in this
mm,
place of Lvovsk, a civil war was brewing between like the only thing I could make out in my head in the dream was that it was like between like the communist rebels and like the white
mm.
czarist Russians. You know what I'm talking about, the Russian Civil
Yeah,
War.
so I think you had like some kind of like uh, mm, well, sort of someone's memory from Russian Civil War kind of thing.
Maybe,
Or maybe you were like mixing like some of your like memories into one like single dream.
maybe it is. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I don't remember having a memory like that, but what I do remember was that in that dream, uh with the war coming, one of my friends who was there, it was like immediately wanting to turncoat and go join the communist side, or like the red side. That's the only thing I could think of in my head. That's what it was. And
Mm.
and he was turning around to walk away, and I could never see his face. And all I could think of was like, no, don't go. I don't want you to go. I was like trying to pull on him, but he just kept moving. And I don't know, I woke up like screaming. I woke up like as though it was like a nightmare almost, but it like wasn't. It didn't make sense.
Yeah, it was uh less of a like horror like horror, but and more of losing a personal friend to a Civil War horror. Yeah, because like civil wars are quite messy. Like
Yeah, they
even
are.
even more so than most other types of wars usually.
No, you're definitely correct on that. And I don't know why I had this dream. Uh there was a friend of mine who's like, I guess some kind of psychic. I don't know. I just explained to them the dream that I had. I wasn't looking for like an answer to what it meant. I wasn't looking for any of that. And all I know is that they were explaining to me that apparently one of the things that could have I could have had that dream was because apparently I saw a moth, and a moth means big change or something,
Mm.
and that apparently the dream of going to war is like me, the change is the war, and me like being scared or like being bad about it means I don't like it, or something like that.
Mm.
And I
Well,
don't understand it. I don't know if that's something to take seriously, but I know that dreams do have
well,
meanings.
sometimes they do. Means like like just said a few minutes ago of it being like a mashup of your like past experiences, even subconscious ones.
Yeah.
It could be.
Uh,
I have had dreams about fighting in wars. I don't know.
with me, it's more. I wouldn't even say like it's fighting in the wars. Like it's like I've had weird dreams where like what do you call this? Like I'd be riding a roller coaster,
Mm.
Yeah,
and then at some point during the ride I'd fall off of the roller coaster to my death, and like that's it. Or on occasion, like there would be a dream where like I'm hanging out with like this girl I know, and then suddenly when I walk out I'd be chased around by some gangsters and shit, and then I'm like, what the fuck?
that is weird as
Like,
fuck.
So you'd be pretty much living a wild life then. That's my guess so far.
Uh, they
As
is
for the meaning.
I mean, like, here's the thing though. Like, my life is usually just uneventful. Like,
Mhm.
that's why like my album is just gonna be like that's why like my first album is just gonna be making up shit and
Yeah.
just crazy adventures that like I'll plot out that are mostly just ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
Maybe those
Yeah.
Like,
are maybe those are like those plans in dreams made manifest. Who knows what it could
who
be?
Yeah.
knows? I mean, like, here's what's weird though is that like uh there was this one dream where like this was before I broke my leg,
Mhm.
and I had a dream where I woke up with a broken leg,
Oh.
That's like a
and
premonition.
yeah.
Well, I had like a premonition once as well. The most prominent one is also like the dumbest. It
Mm,
was a premonition of exactly of the seat I will take in a like a in a classroom in which I have not been yet.
Hmm.
mm,
Yeah, that's that's like that was so simultaneously dumb, but it was also like insightful at the same time
mm.
because it was also like my preferred like seat in that
Yeah,
class. It
yeah.
was a math class.
Mm.
If you're curious what it is about,
I mean, that's why we're
You
here,
said
man. I'd like to hear about
you
it.
said it you said it was about a math class.
yeah, it was about a math class and where which seat I would take in it, despite the fact that I wasn't anywhere near the building when I had that dream. It was like years
Mhm.
ago.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I all I can
Yeah,
think of. Hmm, I
go on.
I was I was gonna say that a lot of the times if people usually have these like premonitions of dreams, especially in my case, usually the things that I see, even if it's just like normal dreams, I've had plenty of dreams where I played like World of Warcraft or whatever, like any kind of game, and then years later I'll have like a deja vu moment and make that connection, and I'll be like, oh hey, I played this. Uh, I did this in a dream, and it's just really weird,
yeah, that's happened to me too.
and I don't know
Yeah,
why. It just happens. Um, like I know that in like I and speaking of going back to nightmares for a moment though, a lot of the times from what I've read, the reason why somebody has a nightmare or a problem is because they're really stressed, and your body also when you're dreaming, also through personal experience, is that a dream can turn into a nightmare if you have like really bad thoughts, and thoughts that you make are made manifest in that dream, and they become the bad thing, and it's almost impossible at times, depending on how much control you have, if you're lucid dreaming or not. If you know, uh it turns into a big nightmare. Other times it's because your body is releasing stress. Like I've also had things that like uh from like if I've had a stressful day, or if a lot of
Mm.
things have happened, or if it's like been a stressful couple of days, my body will have a nightmare, and waking up screaming in like the middle of the night is a way of your body going like ah. And when I think about it, you make correlations, right? You make correlations, and it's like, well, there's other ways people usually get rid of stress while like awake, such as like, you know, swearing and or screaming, or like just releasing a lot of like pent up anger or anything that's like bottled up. And I have a really bad tendency of bottling things up, and that's not really healthy, but it all makes sense when you really think about it. And other times they can be a premonition of what is to come, because dreams sometimes do become reality.
Yeah, yeah, but sometimes my premonitions tend to be like of like minor things, for example,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it was like my seating arrangement for math class. There's also the a dream involving this podcast when I was managing like the YouTube video upload,
Mm-hmm.
and also another one was like a shifting of like a terrain and infrastructure building was probably a metaphor of me playing Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri,
That's pretty cool.
or maybe I will be involved in a big building project in the future. Who knows?
And this is all with that one like dream, right?
Yeah,
Of
of shifting elevations, building of roads and housing.
that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I
With me, with
yeah.
me, bro, like on occasion, I just have like these weird GTA style dreams where like,
Mm.
yeah, it's just these weird GTA style dreams where like, what do you call this? Like, I'd be just doing random shit, like fucking. I remember like getting into like a gunfight, winning, and after winning, like what do you call this? Uh, the
Mm-hmm.
the exact same the exact same thing happened where like I'd go to like a girl that I knows his house, just hang out there for a bit, and then like once I head out the door, I'd be chased by like a bunch of gangsters, and then until like I get fucking riddled with bullets, and then like the caption of "wasted" just just comes out.
Oh my god.
Sounds
Like
like more hardcore GTA with less mayhem.
I know, like this shit was just so weird, bro. Like, and then like sometimes like I'd have like I I have like these like weird dreams where like I'd eat some food and like die because it's poisoned or some shit, and the caption of "wasted" would
Sounds like
Yeah, it sounds like more of a survival game than a sandbox game.
you've uh, I've definitely had dreams like that too, where it's like one
Same
time
thing
I
you
had a
had.
dream where I thought I was like underwater, and I thought that I
Mm.
was gonna drown because the bar above my head said that my breath meter was about to run out. But then I just kept breathing underwater, because then I was like, oh yeah, I'm at home sleeping. So I
Oh,
just started breathing underwater.
yeah. My dreams involving deep water usually to be closer to the nightmare territory because because I'm not the best swimmer and I kind of dread the the possibility of being in the middle of the ocean because it's
Mm-hmm.
big and I have limited stamina. I don't want to drown. Ah,
Yeah, no. I
No, nobody wants to drown, bro.
no nobody wants
yeah.
to drown.
Speaking of like dreams where like you drown, uh, I remember having a dream where like what do you call this? Like
Mm-hmm.
uh, a guy that I know, like put me like essentially like, and we're good friends in real life, but like a guy that I know, like like I had this dream where like for some weird reason he chained me to like some heavy rocks or some shit and tossed me in a fucking lake. Like that shit was just wild.
That's insane.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any like recurring characters in your dreams, guys?
Um, I don't think I do. A lot of my dreams usually end up being different, but sometimes there can be people who are like I don't know what it is, but I've always had dreams where um they'll have a different face from the people that I relate them to
Mm.
at times, or they might not have a face at all. And that's what kind of like it scares me the most is that my subconscious can just kind of relate these random faces to people who I think I know, but I don't think they look like that. And I don't
Yeah.
understand that concept or that thing. It's just weird.
Mm.
Yeah, and as for me, my dreams, since I usually tend to easily forget, the exact faces for various characters, but I still can remember their for lack of a better term, aura and some of the silhouette features. For example, I have two yin and yang duo of characters really large and strong and meaty guy even who's even bigger than you Raff probably right since
Really.
he has tons and tons of muscles
Yep.
and he seems to be like a friend of a with a it's also tall, but like a much slimmer, like a blonde guy with long hair.
And these are people that you
Well,
dream about.
yeah, well, there are like a couple of characters which tend to recur more often than others. Like yeah, so what other characters uh, Matt? Do you have characters like that in your dreams?
Yeah. I'd have like but like the recurring characters in like my dreams would be like people that I know, you know?
Mm. Yes,
Like
like you do in my case.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't say it's ever in a recurring dream. There was when I was like 5 though, when like a long time ago, right? Um, there was a recurring nightmare that I did have as a kid, where it was it was a thing that would always like chase me to the corner of the room and scare me, and it would always end up with the thing cornering me and just like some sort of thing enveloping me that always like run like you'd feel like this like tickling thing up your back or like up your spine. It was just really weird all the time. And the thing I still remember it vividly. It's hard to like explain it, but it's almost like a monkey. It was a monkey, right? But it had the face of Boots from Dora, the green shirt from like Steve from like Blue's Clues, and it
Mm.
Yeah,
would just like
sounds like a composite character of
and
various
it yeah,
various cartoons.
and those were shows I watched as a kid, and it would chase me. It would just chase me, and I hated it. And then I think by
Get
like
up.
the nightmares for that stopped around like 7, 8 years old.
Mm.
I don't remember like having like nightmares like that. I this is like uh I remember like I do remember this odd nightmare where I had where like I think it was like the face was like it was just a jump scare, but
Hmm.
it made me piss the bed when like I was young.
Oh
I
my god.
forgot I forgot what age I was, but like I think the face was like a tiki face, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
Like and it just did a jump scare and I was like and like since I was young, I was just like ah, and then like I woke up and I was like there was piss, you know? And
Piss.
then
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Um
yeah, that was probably embarrassing.
Yeah, no, it is, bro. But like, now that you're older, you're just like, fuck it, shit happens. You're a kid. You
Yeah.
get scared, you piss the bed. Fuck it.
Like well, instead of like myself pissing the bed, most of the time the pissing of my bed is done by a cat.
Oh
Yeah,
boy,
that's why I don't
yeah,
like
that
he,
cat.
must be that must be
yeah,
annoying.
Mhm.
he
That's
likes me,
that's why I
so
don't
I
like
can
cats
hear.
sleep on the bed. There was when we had our cat Samson, he would
Oh yeah,
always
the Miles
go up.
one.
Yeah, when we lived in another house in like Richmond Hill, we he would always go upstairs and sleep in my bed because I would never actually sleep in my bed. I'd sleep on the couch
Uh,
downstairs. I don't know why. I love sleeping in my bed now, but he would always go sleep upstairs on my bed specifically, not on my sister's, just mine. And I remember one time I catching him up there, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, his face was like covered by the blanket, and I was like, "What happens if I like get into bed with the cat and just sleep?" And he just like, and then when he saw that I was like getting in the bed, he just like ran off. He was like went to go do something else. I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna go sleep somewhere else."
mm.
Yeah,
He just likes
he
sleeping on
probably
beds.
wasn't like comfortable. Yeah, I think I have like that sort of personality which attracts cats, given
Mm-hmm.
that I'm usually calm, like at least when I sleep.
I
Yeah.
I have the same personality as you when it comes to like attracting cats.
Nice.
Like my neighbors two cats like me, so
Nice, very nice.
I've been having that stuff with dogs. I've really been like dogs, other people's dogs. I always like to go and pet them. And there's one
mm,
actually next door that I always give a treat to. His name is like Titan. And he
mm.
always comes whenever I come outside, eventually he comes outside and he sees me and he comes up to me and he makes a little noise. He's like "Roar," and he wants
That's adorable.
yeah, and he's always asking for like treats, and I just tell him to come up because we're like separated by like a chain link fence. So I tell him to come
Mm.
up, and I pat the top of the fence, and he comes up, and I give him a treat. I say gentle, and he takes the treat and he runs off, and he just ignores me the rest of the time because I gave him a treat. He was like, "Okay, you got my treat. Fuck off."
Yeah.
That's a funny dog.
He's a he just wants me for treats, bro. That's it.
Uh,
Mm, sad.
It's like, okay, bro, I understand. I see how it is,
uh, oh well, man.
but he's a
Like
good
what?
dog.
You should have
Yeah.
like asked him to do a trick.
Oh, I do ask him. I do make him do tricks. He can spin around.
Mm,
One of them he can spin around. Another one is like if I say paw, he'll take his paw into my hand. He'll like shake it,
mm,
and I also tell him to like sit. Or sometimes
mm.
if I tell him to get up, he'll like get up and like he'll stand on his two hind legs and like try to get on the fence. Sometimes he'll if he's like really happy and you're just like on the fence, he'll come up to you automatically and dig your claws into your arm, and he'll just like try to hang on, like as if he doesn't want
Oh,
you to leave.
that's
Dogs
a
are
that's that's a cute thing to do for a dog.
he's an interesting dog, man. He's cool.
What breed is he?
He is a Brittany hunting dog. Uh,
Mm,
Oh,
yeah, he's a Brittany hunting dog. They're from France. Uh,
okay.
and and they're basically used to hunt fowl like ducks and like other kinds of birds. Basically, they're like a
mm,
bird hunting dog. And what they'll do is the whole tactic is the dog hides in like tall grass when you're hunting the duck. And
yeah.
so what he'll do is he'll wait for the duck to like fly by or whatever, and he'll jump up from the tall grass because he's hidden, and he'll jump up and catch the dog with his mouth. He'll try to. They're like really good dogs.
Man, if I had the registered gun, I'd go out hunting.
I think
Same.
it's slightly more complicated than that in Canada.
I know, I
I
know.
I know that you have to
I
jump
I,
through.
w-
Sorry.
I was actually planning on like getting a registered handgun, and then like every once in a while, with you two guys, I'd be like, hey bro, let's go out in the boonies and shoot like some beer bottles.
That would be sick. Because I don't
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
that
there's
would be
any.
fun.
I haven't found any gun ranges here in London, unfortunately. Like, and I'd love to just go like to a shooting range, just like shoot a pistol or something, and just shoot at targets. I don't know. I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the trouble is like yeah, it depends on the current gun legislation and like
No,
we have to do
no,
some
it's hard.
a lot of paperwork
It, it's hard. Like it's
in
hard
the
these
urban
days. I
center.
think it's hard these days. I think because of like currently, I just heard on the news that like they're banning imports of handguns because I don't know.
Oh
Like
yeah, that's right.
oh wait, no, I actually do know the reason. I believe it's to what do you call this? Like a reduce gun violence in Canada, which makes sense.
That's like a huge topic that we could like spend the whole podcast talking about.
We we
the
could we could except like I don't know. I think we just don't have any. Well, I don't have any time to research because when I go home, I just go home,
Yeah.
eat, and then sleep.
No, I understand, bro. Uh we are getting a bit off track, but I have had to get back on track. I have had actual dreams of like holding a gun in my hands and like
Mm,
shooting people like in war.
mm,
So there was a dream I had where I guess maybe it's because I was playing a game
Uh,
almost. And oh god,
what
he's good. Are you good, Chief?
are you good, Val?
He's lagging.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was I've had a dream where I've been in war in like a war, and it was weird as hell because it was like uh I was in the war and I had like a gray uniform on like the Germans were, so I guess I was German or something. And I was in World War I in the trenches, like shooting people and like running at them with like the bayonet in hand. It was surreal. It was almost like you were there, and it was crazy. And
Yeah.
you, I was just like fighting, and then the whole landscape had changed to something to be more modern, and we were in like World War II, and it was just so weird. Like the everything just kept changing, and
Yeah, I'm back.
tanks and welcome back, and just
Yeah, I'm
everything
back
just
again.
kept coming, and it was I don't know what those mean. I feel like sure some dreams can be like fluff, but it's just weird.
Mm.
I don't
No, I
understand
get
it.
you. Like that's with me and like my GTA style dreams, bro. Like I'm just like, why?
I I'm wondering
Yeah,
if it's just because of
some,
video games.
it might be.
It might
Like
But
be.
sometimes my dreams can be like mundane. Like sometimes it can be like actually no. Like I just
mm-hmm. Oh, he cut out again.
Right? Val? Hello?
Well, you good? Oh, he's dead. I think his internet fucked him up, bros. That's okay.
Yeah.
Um
But what was I going with this? Oh yeah. In my dreams sometimes like I a lot of it is either like seeing myself get into fights with people for some
mhm.
odd reason and I don't know why, or like what do you call this? Seeing myself like get murdered, like cold-blooded murdered,
I
you know?
Yeah, I understand. I wonder if a lot of that is either is maybe because of like a lot of your past experiences, maybe like PTSD
Like
because
to be honest, I like cuz I partly like despite being like Catholic, like
mhm.
going back to Catholicism, after like years of like denouncing faith,
Yep.
like I partly believe in like the Buddhist belief of like reincarnation, so like I feel like it could be like a past life, like
It
telling
could
me
be,
like,
yeah.
oh, this is what happened last time.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably something that it could also be. It's I think I'm a believer that maybe sometimes the dreams that we see could be us either in another lifetime in similar areas or the same spots, or like it could be like things that could have happened to other people and to like maybe family members in the past, and you like carry on that
yeah,
memory.
someone with whom you have a soul bonded to.
Like especially like I said, your family members, because they're the ones that are obviously the closest to you usually anyway, and you want you maybe there's like that's like their memories of some sort.
Hmm. Like
I've
Yeah,
had I've had multiple dreams where, and it's weird, especially with like places as well, where I'll the most prominent will either be one of my grandparents' houses being there, where before it was all like demolished and everything, or
yeah,
or it's like I'm at Rockford School,
yeah.
oh
like that was the elementary school I went to, like it. Well, I think we all went to it. Like
uh, it was just you,
was just me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure it was just you.
Shoot,
It was just
okay.
you.
Yeah, I met you much later.
Look at me forgetting things. But anyway, but
Much
yeah,
more.
like it usually takes place around one of those two places, and I'm not sure if maybe that's because I relate to those places a lot, or maybe there's like a longing for them. Like I don't know, man.
Mm. Well,
Mm,
I belong to my hometown. It pretty much out of all the places like mundane and weird alike. My
Yeah.
hometown is like at the very top, by far out of like recurring locations.
mm,
Whether it be like the port area, the industrial, like surrounding forests, mountains, or even like a lake Apau.
Do you have dreams of them though?
Yeah, like quite a lot. Like like for example, sometimes it's just like a showcasing of the city. Like sometimes it's like some events in the city. Sometimes it's even fights within the city.
Fights. You get into
Yeah,
fights in your dreams? Do you win?
yeah, you played Sam's DLC recently, correct, Raff?
The Witch. Oh yeah, Jetstream Sam DLC. Yeah, I did on my
Yeah,
stream. Yeah.
like his boss battle with Senator Armstrong.
Yep. Yep. Was-
I pretty much had that sort of fight mixed in with using my comrade's weapon, and the fact that my opponent was far more agile and also female.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's probably uh, that fight with that female opponent is pretty much the most common fight out of all of them, recurring
Mm.
ones at least. Even if my dreams usually don't involve fights.
So what I can take from all this is that all of us are violent.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but
even
some
that.
are more
I'm not
wild
even
than
that
others.
violent, bro.
Nah. I if I get violent, I just take my toxicity out on video games, bro.
Yeah,
I don't even.
play Metal Gear Rising Vengeance.
I don't even go into fights. Like I've only been in like two fights in my life, and both of them were stopped, bro. So
Yeah,
The only fights I got into were at school, and I don't know if I
yeah,
I
can
got
consider them
into
fights.
plenty of fights at school, even though
yeah,
were quickly stopped most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
the same here. Most of my fights were at school and at like during childhood.
Yep.
You know, where you fight with like other kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've had that. I
Yeah,
I've I don't know. I never got into fights in the high school though, because you got into fights in the high school. That's crazy. I've seen a few things where there's always this one guy at school that always gets into fights, and I've seen that guy fight twice, and that guy's like a savage, brutal savage. There was one time I guess where somebody like insulted him, and he like
uh-huh.
lunged across the table and like fell over onto some dude on the other side and started trying to beat the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah,
Or
that was
or
cool.
like there was a whole crowd at the top of the stairs to get to one of the hallways, and like
Mm.
so this dude was wailing on some other kid, and every punch you could just hear like the garbage can next to them just going boom boom boom. It's like what the hell, man. I
Damn.
wish I could fight like that in my dreams. I always just get killed.
Oh no, the
Well,
same here,
luckily,
bro.
I haven't been killed, or at least I was kicked out of the dream right before being. Actually, no, I was actually killed once in my dream. I
Mm-hmm.
distinctly remember it. Yeah, I was executed with my own pistol,
Wait,
like
what?
yeah. Well, I basically conditionally surrendered to an evil willingness on behalf of someone's life, and and I was
That
banged out of
That
my
was
life.
what happened there.
that's rough, dude. Jeez.
Damn.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly the roughest. It
That
wasn't that scary, honestly.
Oh, I got killed. It wasn't
Like
that bad. It was all good.
it
Uh,
was a mere death.
Yeah,
that
I
that
got
was
killed. It's okay.
I think like a dream which you actually it was technically a prequel to like a dream which I had a decade before that, where it was just basically lying as a dead soul
Huh.
in a
oh.
limbo.
I've had those dreams too, where like what do you call this? You float around like yeah, you float around as like a soul, and then you just
Hmm.
like watch life unfold with your own eyes. I've
Well,
had
That's
dreams like that.
interesting.
for me it was just lying on on and some sort of like material which I couldn't feel, and it was like just pouring like a purplish, like a purple lavender like background, and
Mm.
purple lavender gray like background, like
That that's
like
actually
gray
super
sky.
interesting. How about like those outer body experiences though? You guys ever had any like outer body experiences before?
I've yeah.
Um,
I remember this one like this one dream where like what do you call this? Like I like essentially I flew out of like my own body, but at the same time like my own body was moving by itself, and I was just looking at like everything that was happening in third person.
mm,
I've
I forgot what was like happening around me, but like I was just like it's kind of like a CS:GO like spectator kind of thing, if
that's
that
mm,
makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's 100% like happened to me as well. I've
Terror win.
Yeah, I've had that too. Where there was a couple times I've had outer body experiences like sleep paralysis when I was young, and you could
Oh,
like feel yourself floating out of your body, and you look down, you're like, oh my god, that's me. And sometimes I know that people take that as like an opportunity to like float around and see things that are going on, but like uh a lot of the times in my experience I tend to just try to like get back into my body because I remember one time uh this was more recent, this was a couple of years ago. I was sleeping in my bed and I just floated out of my body randomly, and all I could see was darkness around me, and I saw only my nightlight, because I have a light that's plugged into the wall. I only had a nightlight shining up in the room, and I looked around and I immediately felt that like something was wrong, and I was like having those thoughts like you wouldn't like a nightmare to like try to as if something would come up, but nothing came up. It was just I got scared, and I looked at it, saw my body, but I couldn't see my face. So I was like pushing onto my on my body, trying to like get myself to wake up or something, and it wouldn't happen. And then eventually I just kind of like woke up and I was like, holy shit. It's so
yeah,
surreal, dude. Like there's some people that say that like those outer body experiences are like your soul coming out of your body and like moving around. And I'm
Mm.
inclined to believe it because holy crap, it's a little scary.
I would rather like break out of sleep paralysis ASAP, like pretty much all the time, every situation, and I don't exactly remember any
Hmm.
and experiences like that, and probably because I would rather like keep my soul inside my body for as long as possible. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I understand that completely.
Until I die, obviously.
Mhm. Um, I don't know. If I ever can control myself, which obviously it's kind of hard to, I would honestly like to try to like explore and experience that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It's hard to control yourself, I guess, when you're having like dreams like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We aren't exactly the most advanced mystics in the world,
No.
so yeah,
Yeah,
don't take our word for anything for
yeah,
this.
don't yeah. We're not like we don't do any like mystical shit and all of
No.
that.
No,
Like
I know.
granted, like I've dabbled in like some like what do you call this? In like some uh books that like like for example life after death. I forgot who the author was, I believe it was Stein or something like that.
I would recommend not practicing any witchcraft for obvious reasons.
Yeah, don't practice any witchcraft, otherwise you end up with weird dreams where you see yourself die like me.
Otherwise, I'll come into your house and I'll like choke you out.
Yeah, I have to like yeah, like
Now, now I'm
enough of
playing. I don't.
mysticism and occultism. Like,
Yeah,
I think we should like wrap up this episode since I think we pretty much
Yes,
like explored this
it's been almost an
area.
hour.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's all good with me.
All right. Cool.
Anyways, guys, see y'all in the next episode.
See you on the next episode, everybody. This is
Yeah,
Raff.
that's Val.
And Matt.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Ayyo, How's Life? Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Peace
Take
out.
care.
See ya.